What's up everybody, it's XoSnowman here. Today's video is just going over the Watch Dogs Legion online game mode. Basically it's a review in itself. First off, I want to say you gotta keep in mind the Watch Dogs Legion compared to Watch Dogs 2. Their perspective in terms of like protagonists and gameplay was completely different. One thing I would say, it's been 5 months since the release of Watch Dogs Legion, so the fact that we're getting online 5 months later and it's still lacking a few things is kind of lackluster when you compare it to Watch Dogs 2 or even Watch Dogs 1 for that matter, where they had PvP, team deathmatch, capture the flag, different hacking game modes where you have to hack a person and find out where they're hacking from. They had those different game modes, which I found very attractive in those games. So like looking at this game where it's open world, of course, but you're limited to 4 people on the map itself, with only co-op missions to do and then single player missions. I find it kind of odd how you get more points for doing the single player missions and then the co-op ones are just ridiculously tough. Now with that being said, I did jump right into co-op missions. It was the first day of the online multiplayer and I recruited 1 person. So I didn't really take the time to gain the recruits, utilize the skill points to upgrade my person, but it was still really difficult. And then once your character dies, it places them under arrest and you're able to swap to another operative. I'm not quite sure what happens once they all die, if they do. With that being said, I do hope there's a little bit more content added to this game in general. I know it is still new, but we can't really give developers that excuse anymore. You know, the game's been out for 5 months. There's a lot of options that you guys can add. And then I feel like if you don't have any friends playing this game, which I don't personally, that kind of takes the online fun out of it. One of the good things that I do want to highlight is the PvP aspect. Like I mentioned, it's not as great as Watch Dogs 1 and 2, but it does provide that PvP gameplay if you're looking for it. The spider bot deathmatch is pretty fun, but the matchmaking is pretty difficult. And then if you go in with a group of friends and the match is done, then you get sent to separate lobbies. So it's definitely a design flaw. Other than that, I had a lot of fun with the spider bot deathmatch, and I hope they add a little bit more in terms of creativity and maybe additional game modes to the PvP in general. It's only been a couple weeks since the release of the multiplayer online, so they have some room to grow. I just hope Ubisoft takes the initiative and keeps going forward with it. To wrap things up, the online game mode for Watch Dogs Legion is pretty lackluster. There's a lot of bugs that I ran into, stuff not rendering in as well, and just feels like a server overload in general, even with it being only 4 people. So that's interesting. The content's definitely lacking, not much to do, not really a huge reward to get through all 3 or 4 phases of the co-op missions, rather than just doing the single player missions and getting more credits. So there's that. And then the PvP, one of the main things for me is the PvP. The spider bot arena, it's pretty awesome. There's room for growth there. Maybe other game modes, capture the flag like I mentioned, team deathmatch, or just regular PvP, deathmatch, or races, or a lot of stuff that they can do. There's definitely options out there. But I don't think I'm going to be back for the online game mode until they add some new features, some new content, preferably free. I mean, I'm not going to pay for any Game Pass or anything like that, especially with the lack of content. They have months to do it, but who knows what they're working on next. So that might take resources away from the game. So thank you guys for watching this review, and we'll catch you guys next time.